Training with the e-collar, to me, is one of the easiest and safest means of training a dog. It allows you to communicate with a dog at distance with extremely well-timed communication. It's gentle on the dog. There are dogs who don't respond well to leash pressure, who don't respond to food, who have no toy drive of any kind. They are just kind of set in their ways, and the e-collar allows you to communicate with dogs that in some cases otherwise could not, or to communicate with dogs when their level of excitement gets too high or their drive gets too high, or to build it up in the beginning to develop a relationship with the dog because the dog is distant or independent of you. We can change all that with the e-collar when it's done correctly. We can teach obedience behaviors, and we can fix problematic behaviors with a lot of really well-timed communication. That's easy on the dog and easy on the people. Well, ultimately, it reduces chaos and increases control, and that makes everybody happy. Well, there are many ways to train a dog, including clicker training, marker training, leash and collar, what's called the Keeler method of dog training, which is more physical-based, more guidance with the leash. Then you have electronic collar dog training, and there's a variety of styles, even with the electronic collar dog training community. There's those who intermittently tap in a sequence or cadence, and then there's those who use continuous, or those who use it as proofing, or some who use it only as a correction or a punishment. Each one has its merits, but most trainers stick with one or two particular styles. I myself use more medium to low levels and continuous because I find it's easier for me to communicate with the dog. It's less stressful on the dog. It helps me communicate and have fun, give the dog its off-leash freedom, and I will take more time and I'll be patient in order to get the behaviors that I want long term. So with successful repetition and supervision and guidance and participation, I'll get the dog that I want faster than with many other mediums. The electronic collars from Garmin offer two types of stimulation, continuous and momentary, and both can be used in a variety of ways to get the desired result. And they're both used at different times or in different methods. From my experience only, I can talk about continuous pressure and momentary pressure as effective methods of training a dog. With continuous, you press the button and it stays on for a preset duration of time. In the case of Garmin collars, it's about 8 to 8.5 seconds. And then it automatically shuts off as a safety. So when the dog is asked to perform a command, you press the continuous button, the stimulation stays on the dog until the dog starts to perform the task or the collar times out. On momentary, it's also a preset length, but it's very, very short in duration, generally 1/25 of a second. And in order to continue the process, you will tap repeatedly in a rhythmic cadence or a uniform cadence, tap, 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 until the dog begins or initiates the proper behavior, and at which point the tapping stops. Both are very effective, both are very useful, and I use both personally depending upon the dog and how it responds to stimulation. Some dogs do better on momentary or rhythmic tapping, while other dogs do much better on continuous. And I have to look at the dog and understand what response the dog is giving me to determine which one is better for the dog.